Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike with smartoptiontrain.com. It is Friday the 13th. Happy Friday, everybody. This is our weekly recap. I hope you're all doing well. If you want to join us, come over to smartoptiontrain.com, link in the description below. Let's talk about this week, and it has not been a fun week or an easy week, and it has been one hell of a mess this week. So it started off with a big down move overnight on the futures, and then we came off the lows on the SPY on Monday. We had this big ramp here saying everything's going to be okay. And if you remember, oil hit $119 a barrel, and everything came in, and we had tried to get follow through on Tuesday. We couldn't get back above the 8 day on Wednesday, gap down on Thursday, and today we tried to push out of the gate. We pushed up overnight and then sold back off, and we've taken out the overlow of the week here. And here's your 200-day, not far below it on the SPY, and that's a level to watch at 658.59. We'll also now put your 10% correction on here, which will be down somewhere, where it is, 687, 662, 640, somewhere down around the 640 area. The market remains weak. All right. So what's going on is crude. You know, um, the market can deal with a spike like this to 119 and the crude comes down rather quickly. The problem we have here is crude is just pushing up, up, and up. And here it is, hit 99 today, just shy of 100. And this is because the Straits of Hormuz is closed because Iran is basically cratering any ship that tries to go through there, unless they're Chinese and they let one Indian tanker through today. Even if they don't go through there, they're getting hit. You have cargo ships getting hit. So until that's resolved, cruise is going to be a problem. The longer it goes on, the bigger the problem is going to become. The U.S. military, is really probably not very keen on sending our ships into the straits as they're really pretty much sitting ducks. So, what does this all leave with this? It needs to come to some type of diplomatic solution where both sides agree to a ceasefire, and that doesn't, since they're not talking, and it doesn't seem to be anytime soon. So, we'll see how that plays out. The VIX continue to be very high. While we're inside the Bollinger Bands, we're trading up into the 28, 29 area, while we're off last week's high, Monday's high of 35, still very elevated here, and saying that this is significant problems. The Qs, have been a little stronger, very close to the 200-day. Again, a level to watch there. The IWM was trying to show some strength this week and is up slightly better. The Dow as well was, but coming in here, 200-day close there. Energy had a good week. We traded Oxy this week. That turned into a nice trade. Why is that? Energy is trying to distance itself here. Chevron hit a new all-time high this week. Oxy broke out to a 52 week plus high. ExxonMobil strong, right? These are the top names in there. Devon has also been pretty good. The banks, which were strong, earlier this, late last year, very early this year, are leading down, whether it's JP Morgan well below the 200-day, Goldman Sachs under the 200-day, Citigroup, believe it or not, is holding in better there. XBI, biotech, there's really nothing going on there. They're not hiding there. Where they have been hiding is in the dollar. The dollar remains very, very strong. The dollar is strengthening up here. The semis were strong earlier this week and yesterday rolled over. Although Micron is still holding very well and SanDisk, these names continue to find support. Micron reports next week. By the way, we had the Fed meeting and decision next week, likely to be a big nothing burger at this point. NVIDIA has a big event next week. It's their GTC. The keynote address is 11 a.m. Eastern time on Monday. That will be the big event there to pay attention to there. Down, not holding. AMD coming in. Intel tried to break out this week, couldn't hold, but couldn't hold the breakout, but came back in holding well. Netflix, we talked about needing a rest, and here it is digesting, but still holding that gap and holding well. I would keep this on my radar. IGT and the software names, IGV, sorry, and the software names are rolling back over. Oracle was a decent report, but it's giving the gap back. Adobe was a stinker, and the CEO resigned. Palantir is trying to hold in. That 50-day remains a problem, that purple line there. And then we'll talk about big cap tech, names like Microsoft rolling back over here. Amazon also has been rolling down. Meta's got dumped today. Ugly gap down and breakdown there today. It looks like it wants to retest 600. Apple, we talked about not really acting well, broke that little range here, room back to the 200-day there. And Google, which has been stronger, is still holding in but can't break and hold the 21-day. Add into that names like Boeing all over the place, up a little bit today. The crypto, Bitcoin tried to bounce today. Nice big push, but came in. Interestingly, while Hood was strong pre-market, it's ugly. Coin was also very strong, but came back in. Seems like the best way to trade crypto these days is IBIT if you're not trading Bitcoin directly. Names like ONDS continue to hang tight but aren't going anywhere. What else, guys? What am I missing? What else did I trade this week? Let's go pull it up here. Traded Tesla. We traded some Nvidia, Google, some the futures contracts. Marvel was strong off of that report, right? Marvel had in the semis. Another name holding in a little bit better earlier this week, traded that. Honestly, less was more. Monday I was aggressive. Tuesday I had one trade. Wednesday I had two. Yesterday two. Four today. Just not being aggressive in this market. So with that said, we're going to go into the weekend. Probably nobody wants to be short. Nobody wants to be long. We'll see what happens here. And we'll get back at this on Monday morning. I don't think many charts have changed. I'll take a quick look at charts this weekend and I'll post a video. Hope you're all well. Everybody have a great weekend and see you on the room Monday morning.